Hi there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rhonda and this is Talks with Rhonda. Guys, if you've been here for a while, you will notice that there's some things that are different or new here. I have a new intro. Do you guys like the new intro? I don't know. I like it. I love it actually. Which is colorism. I feel like I don't hear enough of African voices on social media and stuff like that talk about it really. We talk about skin bleaching a lot, we talk about how it's wrong to bleach skin a lot, but we don't really talk about the reasons why women go into bleaching their skin. We just act like those women are just superficial and know nothing about the damages that they're causing to their health. But why? Why do they feel like they look prettier if they were lighter? And the answer is colorism. Plain and simple. If you don't know what colorism is, Google says that basically it is when you discriminate somebody for being darker skinned, and that discrimination usually or typically happens among people of the same ethnic group, but that does not mean that it cannot happen among people from one ethnic group with people from another ethnic group. So basically it's when you don't like somebody just because they're dark skinned. Maybe it's that you have a specific idea of somebody just because they're dark skinned. When I first had the idea of doing this video, I wanted to talk about my personal experiences. I didn't really know where to put myself because I'm like I'm in the middle of the range. I'm not a very light person and at the same time I'm not a very dark person. So sometimes I experience some things that maybe a darker skinned person would experience, but I also experience things that lighter skinned people would experience. Like when I stay in the house for a while and my skin is like lighter and stuff, I get compliments. On my birthday, I went to this restaurant and then there was this beautiful, she was really beautiful. Like I liked her skin. And she was a waitress, right? And she came to us and she was like, oh my god, your skin is so pretty, I need like your secret. What is your secret? What do you use? Basically she was asking me what bleaching agent I use for my skin to look like this. And me being the awkward and uncomfortable person that I am in real life, I was just like, thank you. When I get a little darker, when I go outside a lot, or when I stay under the sun or something like that, people start acting as if I'm neglecting myself or as if there's a problem with my mental health in some way. You know how like when a person that usually shaves, I mean their face, stops shaving, some people would assume that, okay, they're having a hard time, or maybe if they're not combing their hair or something like that, they would correlate it to their mental health, right? That's how people sometimes correlate me getting darker to my mental health in some way, or to how I'm feeling. If you're darker, that means you're not taking care of yourself. Or there's also this very common misconception, I don't know if it's everywhere, but in Benin for sure, where it's like, oh, if you're darker, that means you don't scrub yourself enough or you don't shower. So I kind of experienced both, so I didn't really want to make a whole video just about my experiences and stuff like that. So I decided to make this about the media, about African media, and how light-skinned women and darker-skinned women are portrayed in African media, because I do think that the media plays a crucial role in the way that we see ourselves. I love Nollywood movie and Ghanaian movies. Like I also grew up watching telenovelas and stuff like that, but Ghanaian and Nollywood movies, they just hit different because those women looked exactly like me. So I was like, oh, so this is how I'm gonna be when I grow up. Like this is how I'm supposed to be acting when I grow up, or this could be fun, or this is how college would look, things like that. But like the more I grew up, the more I started seeing that the roles that they gave to darker skinned women differ from the type of roles that they would usually give to lighter skinned women. Let me explain. So if you're a darker skinned woman and you're an actress, I feel like the roles that you usually get are either a very good prodigious girl, like she's perfect, like she goes to school and she works super hard and everybody wants her, but she doesn't care about boys, blah 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 blah. So there's that character. Second character is the poor girl that then gets noticed by the prince and then they get married and stuff like that, you know. The dark-skinned character, she's always humble, she's always wife material, she's always the type to settle, she's always the type to just go with whatever you tell her to do. She's like the woman you will settle for because you know that she will work for you and take care of you your whole life, you know. So, and she's also very hardworking, very strong. Also, the dark-skinned woman is seen as mean mean girl. Like if there's two sisters, for example, I'm thinking about this movie right now. There's this Nollywood movie. It has Omotola Jalade in it, and it also has Genevieve Naji in it, and they play sisters. And basically Genevieve is the very mean sister who I think poisons her sister and marries her husband or something like that. So you would see Genevieve Naji playing that type of role. You would see Jackie Appiah playing that type of role. You would see Mercy Johnson playing that type of role. And then the light-skinned woman, she's usually superficial, very superficial, or she has like this angelic character type of role that they will give people like Rita Dominique, Omotola, Nadia Buhari, and all that. And then she's also the trophy wife. The trophy wife trope in African movies is usually a light-skinned woman. I'm thinking about Kalsum Scenario, for example. Yeah, Kalsum Scenario always plays like that trophy wife kind of woman where like her husband has a lot of money and she's in this big huge house. They also usually play like the queen, you know, very entitled. She's usually more desirable than the darker skinned woman. The thing that really triggered me is how I noticed that the lighter skinned woman always play a high maintenance woman. She's the woman that takes care of herself. The darker skinned woman, not really. She is incredibly smart and she goes to school and she's pretty and all that, but she's not really high maintenance. She's just naturally beautiful. Like just because she's dark skinned, she's seen as this natural beauty type of queen, things like that, you know. So my sister and I just recently got into the whole reclaiming your femininity thing because we're both feminists and stuff like that. And sometimes as a feminist, it's really hard to be a feminist and keep your femininity at the same time. And I was telling my sister, notice how in our life, among the people that we can name as high maintenance, all of them are light skinned. I cannot come up with anyone in my family that is high maintenance and that is dark skinned. I don't know any of them. And that's the same thing in the media. I feel you never see really dark skinned women being high maintenance or being portrayed as the woman that takes care of herself. She's the woman that goes to school, she's the woman that causes trouble, or she's the woman that humbles herself, or that is poor, or that is about more things than just taking care of herself. You know, that type of thing. And I think that's just unfortunate. You have light-skinned women that are really, really smart, you know, and you also have darker-skinned women. They also like take care of themselves. I came to the conclusion that it's colonialism, basically. Colonialism played an incredible role into putting in our heads that the lighter you are, the better you are. We had to assimilate to a culture that was not ours. We had to assimilate to looks and to beauty standards that were not initially ours, right? So then in our head, we felt like, oh, the lighter you look, the prettier you look. And the media played a huge role, but not just, you know, in TV and movies. You can also see it in commercials, in books, or, you know, all of those things. The lighter skinned woman is glorified over the darker skinned woman, which is the woman that you settle for and that you go for like as safety. She is going to take care of you. She is going to be strong for you. She is going to stand by your side because she doesn't really have a choice, because she doesn't have options. You know, the lighter skinned woman has options while the darker skinned woman does not. So my final thoughts about this, and I was thinking about what I was going to say in this video, I thought about how I behaved in that restaurant with that woman. I feel like I should have said something, you know? I should have told her, no, like, you don't have to change yourself. Like, it's okay, you're beautiful. Like, why do you think you have to change yourself? But I guess I didn't want to get into that whole conversation. I think they need to start casting women more realistically. Like, really, your skin tone doesn't really determine whether you're smart or whether you're going to do this or do that. You can be dark-skinned and be a brat. You can be dark-skinned and be superficial. You can be dark-skinned and be entitled. You can be dark-skinned and be the trophy wife, right? And you can be light-skinned and be kind and selfless and all that stuff. But I think realistically, every woman lies in the middle. We're not like one or the other. We're not just black and white. So I think they should just stop boxing us in that way. Another way we can help with colorism is calling it out. For example, if you get compliments like, your skin is so fair, you're not like those other girls, like, oh my god, do you even go out in the sun ever, things like that. You have to say, what is wrong with going out in the sun? What is wrong with those other girls that are darker than me? How does that make me better than them? I think the more women will be doing that, the more we will be supporting each other, no matter our skin tone or whatever, the more, you know, society would start shifting their ways of thinking. We did it with the hair movement. Like, today, I don't see people really criticizing women for having their natural hair on because of the nappy hair movement that came in from, I guess, 2015 or 2016 until now. You know, you would see women go out with their natural hair and not be shamed for it. I think we can do the same thing for, you know, skin tones. Okay guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and for watching it till the end. You know, as always, I'm always open to any suggestion or corrections or criticism. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel. I mean, what are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe. I mean, I'm not gonna force you, no pressure or anything, but like, you should subscribe. Maybe you'll find like other videos that you'll be interested in. As always, keep feeling and flowing, and I will see you next time on Talks with Rhonda.